Welcome to Spoken Reviews, home of the Spoken Reviews. Today, guys, we'll be taking the Tesla Cybertruck up from the DFW down to Central Texas to our 20-acre property. Again, this has been one of our dreams, cutting the cost of making the trip from roughly 55 to 60 bucks in gas down to around $24 in electricity. So stay tuned. It's going to be a fun video. This is going to be a fun one. All right, so right off the bat, again, we have about a 2-hour drive to get to our property, which is roughly about 130 miles from the DFW area. One thing I can say that having the autopilot is really nice. It really does take a lot of the pressure of driving off of you. Now, you still have to monitor it, so, sometimes I'll still keep my hand on it just out of habit, but it's doing 98% of the driving. Again, for this drive, we started at 82%. So I know that I will have to do, a bit of a charge on the way back. But ideally, if I can get to the point where I can charge at 100%, that 123 kilowatt battery at 14 cents, it's about $17, $17.50 or something like that to charge fully and do that. So if I can make a round trip to my property for less than $18, that's awesome. At the height when gas prices got really expensive, it was costing me, upwards of 60 bucks to make the trip, which, the more you spend on the trip, the less often you go, right? So I did find at some points that the cost of getting to my property was not just the time, but the cost was kind of an issue. Here you can see I am actually averaging above our projected efficiency. So when the graph is green, you're doing above the efficiency, and when it turns like yellow, you're doing below. So what the computer does is, based off of your location that you're headed to, it predicts, how much power you're going to take, and then it's factoring in, speed, wind, all this other stuff, right? So here you can see that we're 71 miles into the trip, an hour into the trip. Trip's going really good, nice and solid. No complaints, pretty decent on the average watts. And again, averaging about 4.9% above, which is really awesome. Again, that's what you're after for. You want to be above. And again, I definitely got the naughty warning a couple times to focus on the road. Here's my son. He's in the backseat dancing. Of course, whenever I put the camera to him, he's really smart and aware. And his response is, "Dad, how dare you?" which is always hilarious. Again, just enjoying the trip. And really, this is something that I've manifested, right? So my oldest is now 5, and just being able to take him to the land on the weekends and spend that father-son time with him has been something in my thoughts and dreams. So been able to manifest that. And the Cybertruck's just making it even, funner to do it. And, just a real safe drive. My youngest is 3. So probably when, give him another year or two, and they can both come with me, are there, also with the help of my wife, but a little easier with just one kid when they're a little older and more independent. But probably, that's to come in the future. Probably get, a good sized dog to go out there with us, just for protection, but, always fun. And again, the trip's going good. As you can see, different speeds. The speed limit goes up and down. Typically, I'll go 5 over. I try not to go more than 5 over. So here you can see I'm going 80. Again, even at going 80, still doing pretty good, right? Again, 121 miles here, no issues. And then here we're at 134 miles, and we've actually arrived. So here, this is me at the front gate looking at some of the stats. 2 hours and 10 minutes. Not bad at all, right? The trip went by really fast, and I really think that the autopilot is there, and you can see we're at 30% battery. So again, I want from 82% down to 30%, so basically use 52% battery. Again, this is me at the front gate getting some nice angles because gotta love the truck. Truck's on the land, looks good. I eventually will get this gravelled in, but it's been almost 3 years now, and I just haven't had a need to put gravel. But I will get this gravelled in. I do have my RV camper, and I will be testing that later on to see if I can power the camper with the Cybertruck. Hint, hint, I can, which is freaking awesome. Really do, just enjoying the truck, the capabilities that the truck allows me to do. Again, getting to the land at a third of the cost. smooth, autopilot, the ride quality, the safety, the amount of space inside. And you guys can see, I'll come over to the side. Yep, at this point, I'm actually powering the camper with it, right? So really, really cool. And I'll do a detailed video on powering the camper with the Cybertruck. But again, that was one of my big things, right? I am completely off grid on my land. I haul water down there and put the water in the RV. And I have 2 gas generators that I've been using, right? Which, they work good, but, having to buy gas, having to do oil changes for the generators, all the above, right? It works out, but it's not the most convenient. This is a game changer for someone like me, right? If I can, be off grid, 1 to 2 weekends a month out on the property, camping with the family, that's awesome for me, right? That definitely just adds to the quality. That's one of the things that, I've been thinking about. Also, just the cost to actually add the power to my land, pretty expensive, right? A couple $1,000, or I can just have my truck power the camper. And this is, we spent about 5 hours there. Did some mowing on the brush hog and the tractor. Did some cleaning up. Now it's time to head back. Again, truck is looking awesome. Here we are at the Supercharger, and it's actually not bad. Like it just tells me, hey, you have to charge for 10 minutes to get home with a little buffer. And again, on the way down, it took me about 52% battery. So I knew, hey, I probably want to be at 60%. That was kind of in my mind. I want to be at 60%. But the truck was telling me, hey, you only need to be at 40%. So I was like, I don't know about that. I'll probably give myself a little buffer as I get more comfortable. So again, I'm at 25%. I'm going to charge for 10 minutes, which is going to take me up to roughly 6%, which really isn't that bad. So me and little man, we go inside, use the restroom, walk around a little bit, get back to the truck. By the time I give him a couple snacks, look at the phone, make a quick phone call, boom, we're ready to go. And again, we tried to get out of there before sunset, and after the time change, the sun is setting a little earlier. But I mean, overall, I consider this, a pretty good success on the way down, and just the different angles. And honestly, from the front, I love it, and I'm like, I don't want to wrap it. And then sometimes when I look at the sides, I'm kind of like, I do want to wrap. So I still haven't made a decision. But at this point, it's been about maybe 15 minutes. I think I waited a little bit longer just to be on the safe side. Unplug, quick and easy. It doesn't get any better than this, right? And the fact that I pass probably 4 superchargers on the way to my property. So there's always a way to charge up. Plus there's Electrify Americas if I have to, but neither here nor there. Again, head back home, 2-hour drive, 95% on the autopilot, which is awesome. Right now I have a month for free, and I'm still debating if I'm going to extend it or not, but I don't know. I think I'm going to be in the group of people that, depending on if I have a big road trip, I'll probably add it for that month. If not, I won't. On the way back, you'll see, because I'm speeding a little faster because I want to get home, I'm actually averaging below. So if you remember earlier, if it's green, it's above the efficiency. If it's that yellow, I'm below the projected efficiency, right? A lot of things come into play. Wind speed, how fast you're driving, elevation changes, all those things come into play. But this software is awesome. If you've been in the Tesla game for a while, like me, back in 2018, we didn't have this. So I was just using a factor of subtract 50 to 70 miles. Whatever it says, I would just kind of subtract 50 to 70 miles. But I'll say that with the new technology and the software, it's pretty accurate. Again, here we're getting closer, closing in on the trip, and boom, back home, another 125 miles back home. That's from the charger to back home, 2-hour drive. Smooth, everything about this, can't complain. And I'm at 17%, right? So I definitely charge way more than I need it to be. So if I left it at 60%, I have 17% left, you can see that the truck was pretty accurate, roughly about 40%, maybe 45% is needed to do the trip. So theoretically, I can technically make a round trip. They're all on power from home. Best part about this, when I get home, I get a plug-in, right? I plug in, I go up to 70%. That's my regular charge. Some people do 80%. I do 70%. Just because I know that on certain occasions I'm gonna have to go a little higher, right? So want to treat the battery well. Treat the battery well, the battery will treat you well, right? It's all about duration. I want to have this truck for, 10 plus years. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. Super cool just to kind of see the capacity of the Cybertruck, filling up the bed with stuff, powering the RV. This is a truck, right? Now, it's not the traditional, do-all truck, and it doesn't do good at everything, but it does excellent at what it does good at, right? Sounds kind of weird and confusing, but again, we all know that when it comes to towing, this isn't the best tow vehicle. I don't really tow. I've honestly towed less than, in the last 10 years, I've towed less than 20 times. Probably close to like 18 times in the last 10 years. So I don't tow a lot. So towing wasn't like the big factor for me. But when it comes to like hauling stuff in the truck bed, awesome. Efficiency, awesome. Cost to operate, awesome. Safety, awesome. Ride quality, awesome, right? So this is what this truck's about, right? If you want to tow an electric EV, probably the Silverado EV or the GMC Sierra EV is the way to go for now. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this quick video. I appreciate it. If you have a question or comment, please leave them below. If you like the video, hit the sub for me. I appreciate all the likes and comments in the community. That's really developing on the channel, and just appreciate the support. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon in the next video.